smoking, but when they hear this song, they'll learn there's more to toking. 25,000 different things we can make from it, and if we give it a chance, we'll save the blinking planet. Food, fuel and medicine, necessities for life, a benefit to all of us, our wonder and delight. Within this smelly weed, there's more than meets the eye, so much, much more than smoking, it can cleanse our dirty skies. Cannabis, cannabis will save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is a very useful weed. Cannabis.
Hello. I love it. It's that time of night again, isn't it? And such a delight now. It's so bright and light. I remember when I first started the show, it used to be really dark by this time of the night. And now it's all sunshiny and lovely. So my guests tonight are the wonderful people from the Hemp Works charity, UK.org, Sarah and Pierre. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Casper. Hi, Pierre.
Hello, Godfrey. Hello, Steve. Hello, Sarah. How are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
5 fingers, 5 toes. You know,
That's good. We like that.
regular bowel movements. Yeah.
I have to apologise in advance, by the way. I had about 1.5 grams of cannabis oil
Fantastic.
not that long ago. So
I'm just jealous.
weekend, I might be laughing quite a bit. I'll just warn you, okay? If everything's hilarious to me, you know why, okay?
Oh, brilliant. Oh, well, we do like people that are medicated. This is what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah,
At the end of the day, actually, this is really what this show's all about.
Totally, yeah. God, I mean, without that oil is my only chance at a normal life, cannabis oil. I'm going to grab it with both hands.
Right, can we pick up on that a little bit, Sarah? Are you okay with that for a minute, Pierre? I'm just going to go...
Absolutely.
So, right, that's a really good starting point then, Sarah, because you use cannabis as a medicine. And you've used that medicine today. Now, in another world, in a distant galaxy far, far away, if that medicine wasn't available, right, where are you actually right at this minute?
I am sitting by a river at Lentwardine, which is just inside Shropshire on the Mid Wales borders. It's a nice afternoon, and I'm well enough to have left the house after taking 1.5 grams about.
That's what I'm going to go. Okay, just give me that description of where you are again. So you're sitting down by a river, you're in a nice part of the world, you're feeling pretty funky, yeah?
Yep.
Now,
yeah.
in this other world, I'm going to take that cannabis medicine away. You haven't had that today. So what scenario?
Okay.
What
right,
scenario?
well, yeah, very different scenario without the cannabis oil. What would have happened is I would have had to take an opiate of some kind, either very strong codeine or morphine, and that would have knocked me out. It would have made me feel out of it in a much nastier, horrible, more... I mean, the cannabis has made me a bit giggly, but I'm not out of it like I would have been on the opiates. I would have been very sleepy on the opiates, and I would have been quite withdrawn, not chatty and sociable as I am now and wanting to sit in the sunshine. I probably would have been asleep on the bed. It would have shut down my immune system. It would have slowed down the peristalsis in my bowel, and it would have helped the pain, but it would have been a short-term answer that would have caused all kinds of problems long-term. For example, it would have really hurt my stomach. I've got a very sensitive duodenum due to taking awful lot of dihydrocodeine every day for 18 years. And so after the pain-killing effects wore off from my bowel, I then would have had pain in my duodenum from the painkiller, ironically. So it would have been
not getting too technical.
Afternoon.
Into the world that you're in at the moment, you've used some cannabis medicine today, and that's enabled you to go down. And I think in the background I can just sort of hear the water and the birds, and I can almost see. Yeah,
it's lovely. Yeah, I'm not in bed out of it or doubled up in pain, and I'm able to lead a semi-normal life, which is wonderful.
Right, and possibly, if it can be deemed, the only real side effect of that is you're a bit happy and giggly.
Yes. Yeah, everything looks great at the minute, and if that's the worst side effect of this drug, then bloody hell, just hurry up and legalise it.
So, well, Pierre, I'm going to bring you in now. What would be your views on that? How do you see that?
Well, Sarah's story is just absolutely gobsmacking, because she was supposed to be dead 20 years ago, And the only reason that she's still here is because by her own efforts, by her own use of herbal substances and literally tinctures that she's made herself, she's able to be here. And she's contributing to the world now by the fact that she's a trustee of the charity.
Oh, thank you, Pierre. Yeah, that's a very good point to make, actually, that cannabis oil has enabled me to lead a productive life. And without herbalism and medical cannabis, I would be a big burden on this society. And now I'm able to give something back.
Right, just going back to Pierre again. So if Sarah's side effects are this giggliness and happiness, do you personally have a problem with the side effects that she's suffering?
Do you know, if I met most people on a daily basis who presented a giggly, happy and upbeat side, I would say that they are positive contributors to society, because there are so many glum-faced people who've lost the will to believe in anything from politics to anything, frankly. And so, knowing Sarah, I'm biased, but she lifts people. She also is a fantastic example of someone who's managed to use one natural substance to rid herself of an 18-year medical dependency on drugs that people normally just can't get rid of.
Can I bring up another point with you, please, then, Pierre?
Yeah.
You are a professional photographer, so therefore I presume that you're good at your job and that you pay the government something called an income tax occasionally. Yeah?
Yep, every year.
So out of that money that you pay the government called income tax, some of that money is given to a company called the National Health Service, and that National Health Service would therefore then spend some of your money that you've gone out and worked for having to buy drugs for somebody like Sarah from a pharmaceutical company. Now, I'm not suggesting that you would deny her those drugs, but what I am suggesting that by her using this medical stuff, it's most probably actually works out less of a strain on the taxpayer's pound. Do you follow my lead?
Absolutely. Oh, totally. Steve, I'm completely with you. My view is that now that I've finally caught up, because I was really blind to all of this.
Right, sorry, can I just hold you to literally as a taxpayer,
Yeah.
not your personal or even possibly political views, just as a tax-paying member of the British Isles, that pays into the tax system here. I haven't got the figures in front of me about how much Sarah's medication would have cost via the National Health Service, or the cost of what it's costing her now to medicate, but I would suggest that the figure for the pharmaceutical medication would be a lot higher than the herbal medication. So just on numbers, as a taxpayer, it would make financial sense to you, wouldn't it?
Totally would.
Yeah, and I'm not putting words into your mouth there.
No. The way I see it, there is one massive potential saving, which would be that if people could grow at home, that would make the saving even greater. But let's just cut away from that and keep it to the way that you've asked it. Yes, I do believe that it would make a considerable saving to the NHS, and not only that, it would give a better quality of life.
Yeah. I'm fishing a little bit because I saw a report yesterday that came out from the neurosurgeon people, and they've recommended not to use this drug called Savitex, which is very good for MS people, because it's too expensive.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know
I
how...
was turned down for it, Steve. Sorry to interrupt you. I was
please come in. No, please go for it, yeah?
I did. I saw my consultant. I only go for yearly checkups now, thank goodness, in London. It used to be once every 4 weeks under a specialist hospital. So I went to see him in February, showed him the cannabis oil, told him that I'd swapped all my pharmaceuticals, mainly painkillers, for the cannabis oil and cannabis. And I asked him to be prescribed Sativex, because I explained that I grew my own cannabis and made my own oil from that. However, I was also having to buy hashish to eat on top
On
of
the
that
black
for pain and
market.
incontinence because the effect of detox. Yeah, which was not cheap. It was costing me about £100 a week at the start of the detox. Now it's loads cheaper because I'm adjusting to the lack of codeine.
Wow.
So he wrote me a letter. He asked if I could have funding for the Sativex, and then when I went to see my GP, bearing in mind I've been prescribed anti-epileptics and just about every form of anti-spasmodic for your muscles are going, really. I've been prescribed everything that patients with epilepsy and MS have been prescribed because I've had very severe muscle spasms for 20 years. Anyway, I didn't get the funding, and my GP told me that even if I was under an MS consultant or an epilepsy consultant, I would be highly unlikely to get it because the medicine is so expensive. So there you go. That's the situation with the Sativex. Nobody can. It's a postcode lottery. No one can really afford to be prescribed it, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, and now that NICE have said that they can't. So, right, let's just put this back into sort of like the real user terms. You just mentioned a figure of £100 a week for black market medicine, yeah?
Yeah.
And I know that the Savitex would be £345 per 5 grams. So how does that compare? You can get the government one if you pay for it for 300. You get 5 grams to 350 quid sort of thing. How many grams, if it's not too, I know it's illegal in this country, but on the black market, what would you expect to get for, would you be able to buy enough for 345 quid?
145 quid would get me just over an ounce of really nice quality. Well, say 140 quid would get me an ounce of really decent, really nice quality.
How many grams to an ounce?
28 grams.
So on the black market,
quality,
right,
yeah.
So hold me there. On the black market, which nobody pays any tax on, yeah, except for if people are growing indoors and they possibly pay some electricity money and pay that. But generally speaking, on the black market, they're producing 28 grams for £150. Yeah, is that correct? And not paying any tax into the system. And the British company that makes this medicine, you get 5 grams to 350 pounds. So the black market then, in quick maths, is a damn sight cheaper than the legal one.
Yeah, that really puts it into perspective, doesn't it?
That's almost a third, isn't it? It's 2/3 more expensive.
Yeah, after all I've paid over the years in hashish on the black market, I never thought I'd see the day where our government charges even more. But there you go. That's exactly what I'm seeing.
That is that. I've got that right, haven't I?
Yeah, you have. Blow me away. I'm just gobsmacked by it. When I think of all them people that were charging me so much for black market hash when I was passing out with pain and terminal, I used to think, you bastards, you're ripping me blind. But actually, we're being ripped blind by the government, unfortunately. It's that the people I thought were crooks aren't crooks. It's the other way round.
So just right. Sorry, my sort of Monty Python brain, if you like. Yeah, looking at this. So, if the national health, get this. I'm making sure. And do correct me if I'm wrong, both of you. So, if the national health went to your hashish dealer, Sarah, they would be able to buy this medicine off of them at a third of the cost of what they get it from the government. They're not the government, they're a PLC company, but they have a government license to be able to do it. So,
they have a government license and they sell to the NHS, so basically.
So it's actually cheaper for the if I was in charge of the NHS, say, right, and the two bills appeared, the two pro forma things appeared, I would have to say that really I would be 2/3 better off from buying it from your market, which doesn't pay any tax into the system, than PLC market. So, we're living, let's be honest, we're living in very austere times. We're in a lot of trouble money-wise in this country, right? The government keeps telling us that. We've got to have cutbacks. We're seeing cutbacks come through the National Health on a daily basis. I noticed today that the nurses have had a 1% decrease in pay. And unless you're top management, because apparently they've got a 34% increase or something. But obviously we need top management to sort these problems out, which are confronting them. And there's one problem that really they should look into, isn't it? Because they can't afford this medicine for lots of people in this country because it's too expensive. But if you give them the name and address of your dealer, they get 2/3 cheap.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Steve,
really.
Yeah, Steve, I just want to check those numbers.
Well, we get time. Sorry, we're at time. We need a break. You have to after the break.
Okay, right. We'll talk after the break.
Stay with that thought, please. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, Casper.
Oh, no break. Go for it.
Shall I sing it? Cannabis, 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 cannabis. That's so painful. Casper's going to press the button right now.
They're old friends as well, by the way. Tony McInerney and Free. Yeah. Oh, it looks like we can't be bothered with a break.
No, I think he's walking the dog.
No, it just wasn't time for break yet. I'm sorry.
Don't tell me we're actually ahead. That's unusual, isn't it?
You're only 15 minutes into the broadcast. You were going to break 3 minutes early.
Because we come on late again. See, this is the problem, Casper. You run on that slow time. No, I run on slow time in England.
Well, and because you were at least 5 minutes away from break, I was over pouring my coffee.
Oh.
Well, you can't blame you then, Casper.
Yeah, you come back on the go where you was going to go.
I'm on route.
We can go to break now. We can go to break now. That's all right. Here we go.
You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
THCF Medical Clinics are the premier physicians clinic in the United States. THCF has offices all across the United States from Hawaii to Michigan. THCF Medical Clinics has helped approximately 150,000 patients obtain their medical marijuana permits to legally possess, grow, and use medical marijuana. If you have chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, or any other neurological degenerative disease, or if you have any gastrointestinal disorders such as GERD, irritable bowel syndrome, or if you have AIDS, cancer, spastic disorders, seizure disorders, or glaucoma, call us at 1-800-723-0188 or visit us online at hemp.org. Again, the number is 1-800-723-0188 and the site is hemp.org.
In need of a ganja vacation? Blaze away.
Don't criticize it.
Hotbox Jamaica. Chill. Relax and burn all day while watching the amazing ocean view. Listen to the birds. Bathe in the mineral waters of the Ganja River. Munch on tasty Jamaican Rasta food. Take a weed farm tour and hold a meditation. Book this amazing vacation for $420. Get the Sativa Special. 7 nights in Sativa dorms with ganja meals and airport transfer. Check us out at hotboxjamaica.com. That's hotboxjamaica.com. Hotbox Jamaica, a higher meditation vacation.
Indigrow is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered in 1891 by Nikola Tesla, Indigrow lights deliver 11 years of electronic sunlight to your plants. Indigrow lamps require less than half the power of traditional HID lamps. Converting to Indigrow lights means you'll cut down on your power bill with less lighting. Indigrow lamps also use 5 times less mercury than traditional fluorescent or HID lamps, making Indigrow not only energy efficient but environmentally friendly as well. No more switching out lamps between vegetative and flowering stages. As nature intended, your lights get a steady dose of UV light. That makes your plants grow healthier and stronger. Indigrow products are manufactured in San Diego, California, and come with a written 10-year warranty. What Tesla knew, then growers know now, is that Indigrow lighting is the cost-effective addition to your victory garden. To learn more or order now, go to inda-grow.com. That's INDA-GRO.com. Or call 877-452-2244 to answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Indigrow really is your sunlight in a box.
Education and information. See what all the buzz is all about. It's time for hemp. It's time for hemp.
Commends it to MS sufferers who are in desperate need. It's medicinal, it's pure, and it helps to ease the pain. And if you're feeling down, my friend, it'll pick you up again. Cannabis, cannabis will save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is a very useful weed. Cannabis, cannabis will save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is very good indeed.
Fantastic. Right. I don't want to spend too much more time on this pharmacy, but so this whole thing about black market and government, right? If I've got my Pierre, what do you make of the figures?
From what Sarah's just told me, from what Sarah's just told me, £145 gets her 28 grams or an ounce, which would mean that's 28 days. That works out as just under £5.20 a day.
Yeah.
Whereas the Sativex at £340 for 5 grams, which is only 5 days, works out as £69 a day, which by my rough reckoning means that it's in the order of 13.5 times more expensive. That's more than one magnitude. That's shocker.
So either the PLC company's got to bring its price down, or the black market's going to put its price up, isn't it? Because there is a very large disparity there, isn't there?
Putting their prices up, they're high enough already. I think it's high enough, Jesus. But then the government, I mean, you know, these companies that are selling to the NHS are charging 13.5 times more than that. It's just, you know, they're just making a mockery.
It's a big profit. It's a big. I mean, you know, as a business person, I don't know what your markup is on your photographs, Pierre, but as a business person making products from hemp and hemp seed oils and stuff, if I could get 130% markup on my product, that would be my bank manager would say that's a very interesting markup, Mr. Danks.
No, this is
very interesting.
No, hang on, Steve. This isn't 130%. This is 1,300%.
Oh, 13,
Yeah, it's 13.5 times more.
Oh my God!
You say that like it's a bad thing.
It's hard to take in how much we're being ripped off by our own people.
I mean, wow. I hadn't really stopped to do the figures before, and it's now that I'm seeing them, it's making me go.
The only reason I actually brought that up, one, because Sarah started at the beginning, I thought it would be an interesting conversation to pursue, and two, this afternoon, Jeremy Vine had done an interview yesterday with. He went to Colorado. Well, he went to Colorado like me. They had a conversation with one of the big activists down in Colorado. To see what the situation was down there, and then he interviewed one of the English guys from one of the cannabis recreational clubs in the UK. Jeremy Vine was sort of like, he was saying that really Jeremy Vine felt that there should be more research on the product, and that there had been big problems with it. And you know, and I think this is quite an interesting avenue to take about the difference in costs and the disparities in costs. And one of the great things that come up was, again, everybody keeps mentioning it, and you can't not look at it, the amount of tax dollars that have gone into Colorado since they've legalized. It's phenomenal. And apparently now they reckon it's created something like 10,000 new jobs.
Yeah.
I live in East Sussex. If that happened in East Sussex, I think 10,000 new jobs, well, we'd have to import people. I don't think we've got 10,000 unemployed in East Sussex. Not during the summer months, because we're holiday towns and service industries, and the farms all need pickers and stuff. That is a hell of a lot of jobs. Yeah?
It would completely change our society, basically.
Yeah, and also as well, with those
everything.
jobs, the other add-on that they've got, which I don't think they've looked at, all those people, if they're employed, they also become taxpayers.
Yeah.
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 And contributors to society.
And that's only one part of the industry, the medicine. We've got all the other bits.
But
it's such a win-win situation. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's such a win-win situation. I mean, if I was a politician at the moment, I really would be standing up and going, look, guys, let's forget the past. We've got a good chance at going from an austerity country that's cutting back everywhere to being a growth leader. We could be a leader in this field, and we're falling behind. Yeah?
Yeah, we've fallen behind in so many things. And it's just heartbreaking. We couldn't only be leaders in restructuring jobs and society. We could be leading the way in cancer treatment, treatment of all nasty diseases.
And also, sorry, I mean, I'm a medical patient too, so I know that the medical side of it for us is absolutely paramount. Yeah? But just trying to get away from our own personal situation, it's like, again as well, just with a change in policy, this could happen. This is not like a new industry like fracking. Is it safe? Is it not safe? Is it going to destroy the environment? All these questions, because it's a new industry. This is one that's already established. All it needs is a change in legislation. Yeah. And it most probably will not need an awful lot of, say, government funding to get it kick-started.
That's quite true.
Changing the law, the entrepreneurs all jump in, the banks start loaning out money again, it frees a lot of cash up, and we know it works because it's an industry that's been really around for at least 5,000 years.
Yes, Steve, but there's an elephant in the room that none of us are talking about, which is that there is a revolving door that works and has done for a long time between people who are in government office and then afterwards walk into directorships for the major pharmaceuticals and the major corporations, be they oil or whatever. And by going down this route, even though it's good for the people, excellent for the planet, and far more sustainable, the reality is the corporations aren't going to be happy.
Why?
They will lose loads of profit because this isn't rocket science growing a plant. It's not rocket science making an oil. Anyone can do it. They have no exclusivity. It means that they'll have to look elsewhere for their profits. And they are incredibly reluctant to do that.
Yeah, Pierre's absolutely right. He's hit the nail on the head.
I don't know. I slightly disagree. I want to play devil's advocate because, look, old industries die off, let's say like the coal mines, and for a while all the coal miners didn't have jobs. Now they got jobs. So again, as that big industry, if it needs to go, it will automatically disappear because, times change. But for the people, there'll still be more employment, and it's the people that needed jobs. I mean, how many jobs does the pharmaceutical industry give now? How many could this new, say, cannabinoid industry give? Will it be enough replacement jobs? I think so.
That's a good point, Steve. Yeah, that is a good point. If they were just more realistic in their profit margins, but that's the whole nature of their business, surely.
Well, remember that they are making sure that the prices are maintained incredibly high because it's illegal. The minute that it becomes legal, the prices would rocket down because you're competing against what people can do in their own home.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know whether
it's so expensive. When you go to someone and you want to, for example, buy an ounce of good hash, then you'll be told it's more because they've taken a risk in doing what they're doing. So, yeah.
Yeah.
maybe they should look into countries like Holland or Colorado where this is
or
happened.
Portugal.
Or Portugal. Yeah, I mean, there's loads of we go on all day about. Where the profit margins of the pharmaceuticals have gone down. Are the pharmaceuticals selling, say, less aspirins in Colorado's for headaches because people are using?
Well, not so much aspirins, but let's just say, what would Sativex, if you had a choice between going to your doctors and he says, sorry, you can't do it, you fail on the postcode lottery, but if you've got the money, shell out £345 every 5 days, or go home, grow your own, make your own oil, it'll probably cost you, I don't know, he's just trying to work out what the immediate equivalent would be.
Actually, Pierre, sorry to interrupt, what they would say is, here's Sativex if you can afford it, and here's a whole raft of other...
Or maybe another company that didn't need such big profit margins could do it, yeah? Because I know...
we should look into this and look at...
I know in America, the price that's been set for Savitex in America is about a third lower, or 2/3 lower, than it is in the UK. It must be obviously to make it cheaper in this country, and then by the time they ship it over there, I don't know, there must be some sort of tax break going on, but it is about 2/3 cheaper. Or maybe it's because of the competition.
Or is it because they
does that as well?
Or is it because the American Health Service owns the patent?
I don't know. As I say, I just know that it's cheaper, and I think it's again, when it's a free market, and apparently we live in free markets, competition drives down price. It doesn't drive it up.
Well, but
that's true.
But there's no such thing as a free market. Every market is controlled, and in this particular market, the fact that it's illegal is the control mechanism.
Yeah.
You know, there's no such thing as a free market. You can't go onto the stock exchange and put shares on. You have to go through a brokerage.
I'm not talking about shares. I'm saying, all right.
No, but you see what I'm saying.
If I was a T-shirt manufacturer, in a free market, not only I've got to do two things as a T-shirt manufacturer. One, I've got to have a funky design, and so I'll get the price structure. Now, I can go down the road and buy a Gucci T-shirt made from the same cotton for £100, or I can buy a Prime Army one for a couple of quid. It's basically the same T-shirt. It's just marketing. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
You can go to the supermarket and you can buy a branded bleach for about 3 times the price as you can buy their own product. And by the way, bleach is bleach is bleach. There's no difference in it except for the bottle. Yeah. So that's what I mean by free market. If it was a free market, then obviously companies like GWs could sell whatever they want at whatever price they want. But then Pierre, Science, oil makers of St. Rethams could also sell the same product, but your overheads are less. So therefore, or maybe you just didn't want, maybe you could be a non-profit market company, I don't know. It's just free market dictates prices go down rather than up because there's more competition on the market.
Yeah, generally speaking, that's the way it would go because the fact that it's legal means anyone can do. But
if the product is legal, the price you should go down,
Well, you get a choice, don't you? I mean, there'd be them that want to support GWs, and there'd be those that would want to support the local oil maker.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, one of the great things that branded pharmaceuticals did achieve and have achieved is consistency of product, quality assurance, and dosage.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very true, Pierre, and it's something that I come across all the time making my own oil, is that it's very hard to get an accurate dose. So, I have to agree with you. But then
again, Sarah, is that because it's illegal? Because I know, again,
it is partly, America,
I can buy they're getting really into this strain variety, how they blend it down. The quality control now it's become legal, the quality control has gone up tenfold. So the price has come down.
Well, I would imagine it would. It would be fantastic if that could happen in this country. It would be amazing, and we're kind of scrabbling about in the dark in many ways, as you say, because of the illegality of it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I think we're ready for another break, aren't we? 38?
Yep. Well,
yeah, I would like some testing equipment.
You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
If you are in the Portland, Oregon area and are an OMMP card holder, then come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market, Portland, Oregon's first and only weekly OMMP market, presented by the Alternative Wellness Center, located at 5241 Southeast 72nd Avenue, 2 blocks south of Foster Boulevard, close to public transportation, held every Sunday 10 a.m. till 7 p.m., connecting quality vendors with patients. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market also has a weekly raffle with products from every vendor, so come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market and have fun while connecting with quality vendors and getting great natural medicine. If you are a vendor and want a chance to connect with OMMP patients, you can check out their Facebook page at facebook.com/Alternative Wellness Center or call 971-888-4392. Be sure to register early because space is limited. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market.
In need of a ganja vacation? Blaze away.
Don't criticize it.
Hotbox Jamaica. Chill.
Legalize it, yeah.
Relax. And burn all day while watching the amazing ocean view. Listen to the birds. Bathe in the mineral waters of the Ganja River. Munch on tasty Jamaican Rasta food. Take a weed farm tour and hold a meditation. Book this amazing vacation for $420. Get the Sativa Special. 7 nights in Sativa dorms with ganja meals and airport transfer. Check us out at hotboxjamaica.com. That's hotboxjamaica.com. Hotbox Jamaica, a higher meditation vacation.
Indigrow is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered in 1891 by Nikola Tesla, Indigrow lights deliver 11 years of electronic sunlight to your plants. Indigrow lamps require less than half the power of traditional HID lamps. Converting to Indigrow lights means you'll cut down on your power bill with less lighting. Indigrow lamps also use 5 times less mercury than traditional fluorescent or HID lamps, making Indigrow not only energy efficient but environmentally friendly as well. No more switching out lamps between vegetative and flowering stages. As nature intended, your lights get a steady dose of UV light. That makes your plants grow healthier and stronger. Indigrow products are manufactured in San Diego, California, and come with a written 10-year warranty. What Tesla knew, then growers know now, is that Indigrow lighting is the cost-effective addition to your victory garden. To learn more or order now, go to inda-grow.com. That's INDA-GRO.com, or call 877-452-2244 to answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Indigrow really is your sunlight in a box.
Free? Did you say free? Free hemp? Free hemp? Free hemp video and audio? Free downloads of all the top artists, all the pot artists on planet Earth. Interviews with all the people making the movement, making the hemp movement. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp.
Cannabis will save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis, cannabis is very good indeed. Cannabis will save the planet with cannabis. Cannabis is a very useful
Right, this time of the night, I normally give a big shout out to my favourite charity, but they're online, so forget them tonight. Always Tony Macaroni, because I just love the thought of Tony Macaroni doing what he does. Yeah, a big shout out to Rob Free Rob Cannabis, Free Love. Yeah, and have it on, and he's going to come on board as one of my little sponsors, which is fantastic. A big shout going out to Timbo and Yahoo, and obviously we were just talking about, we've got a festival coming up with them very shortly, so we're going to talk about that. And Sativa Bags, go with that. And also as well, a little bit of self-promotion. I've been invited to give a lecture at the International World Hemp Conference in Slovenia in August time. Yeah. And last year, with all the downloads and news streaming and video conferencing, they attracted 17 million downloads. So
wow, that's a lot.
That was last year, and that's proper data. That's proper Google Analytics and all that. I was pretty amazed myself. 17 million people that were interested enough to, and you have to sign up for it as well. It wasn't like a YouTube thing, so they know what's what. Yeah.
Wow.
So anybody that's interested in helping sponsor me to go to that, and also we have a little table space there that I can promote some UK-based products. Or well, I can actually promote products from around the world. I'd like them to be UK. I do have one American company that's going to come on board and help us a bit, and we're going to take their product down there. So you've got a massive not only will you have the time for Hemp Works radio network, which in itself attracts an awful lot of downloads now and tune-ins, I will also be able to give you a possible global audience of 17 million. Yeah. So, right, where are you going, guys? What are you up to? What's the future bring for the charity? Where's the charity at the moment? What's happening with my favourite charity?
Sarah, do you want to go?
We've had a little pause. Yeah, we've had a little pause in between the Bristol Veg Fest to just recoup. And there was a presentation that you did, Steve, down at the rooms. Was that about 2 weeks ago now with Kieran Clark? And then the next one is the. I didn't manage to make it down to that, but if things turn out well, I might be able to make it down to the next one, which is in July, which is the Raw.
You went to the Veg Fest?
Sorry, go on.
You went to the Veg Fest in Bristol?
Oh, yes, I made it to that, yes.
How was that for you? How did that go?
Than I am today. But it was fantastic. It was great to meet you all in person as well. It's the first time that we'd actually all met up in person.
Fantastic.
Which was quite a momentous occasion.
Right, so where's your next show?
Pierre,
Rawfest. Yes, Rawfest. It's in Lawton in East Sussex. That's Laughton. And it runs between Thursday the 17th of July through to 21st of July, which is the Monday. It's camping. So there's going to be an awful lot of beautiful, bright-eyed and open-minded people there, and we are going to do our best to explain why we're not so concerned with the recreational side of things. Our main concern is strictly medical cannabis as a medicine. Yeah. And we've been finding people are just absolutely open-minded. They've all know somebody who's got cancer, MS, or one of the things, or epilepsy. One of the things that cannabis oil and cannabis medicine can treat really well. And basically, I think we're already beyond the tipping point. Every time we talk. We are finding that people are going, do you know what? I've suspected this, but just didn't know the details.
Can I bring in there? Jeremy Vine on Radio 2, well-known BBC presenter. He done something on cannabis yesterday, and he was really amazed that all the people that phoned in and all the emails, which are like, they get thousands during his show, none of them were negative. I think there was only one there that could even be deemed to have been slightly negative, yeah?
Wow.
It was a bit handicapped, actually, that remark. It was about, I hope that when they make all this tax money, they're going to invest some money into mental health care, because obviously all these people smoking it are going to end up with real mental problems later on in life. I agree with yes, more money should be spent on mental health care. Whether it drives you loopy later on in life, I don't know. I don't really care, because it saved my life. So if I go mad in the next 10 years, Do I really care? No.
Well, I think cannabis oil makes you sane, actually. I think it is one of the sanest things on the planet.
Yeah,
So
but Jeremy
make you
Bryan was very impressed with that. In fact, not impressed, he was totally surprised. I think he thought we'd get a load of neg comments, and he didn't. He got loads of, 99% positive. All for legalisation, all for medical, all for, why can't we do it now? So times are changing.
Well, that's similar, Steve, to what we found at Bristol, which was my first public outing with the charity and meeting you guys. We only had one negative comment, I believe, didn't we? And there was an overwhelming amount of support from the public that I hadn't anticipated, actually, that quite blew me away. That everybody I spoke to was so into it and open to it and just waiting for it to be legalised.
Yeah, you done one down in my hometown recently, didn't you? How did that go for the charity?
Oh, well, that was kind of bizarre and brilliant. We put up posters and expected the people to turn up to be the kind of people who had illnesses and were wondering whether or not they should look at cannabis for themselves. What we ended up with was a room full of people who were all absolute converts because they were using it. One had solved his bipolarity with it. Another was treating his MS. There were two that had treated their cancers. It was just a room full of converts and people who understood. And it was just a case of, that was the last thing I was expecting, I'll be honest with you.
This plant does bring out the unexpected sometimes, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. That goes to point as well. On that Veg Fest that you're going to in Lawton, I believe that one of the guys that will be talking now, Graham, he's been on our show. He will be one of the lecturers at that show. And also another guy we got coming on.
Excellent.
Yeah, and a guy called Richie Q. Richie Q will be talking there. And Richie Q, I saw his presentation at Bristol. Another guy that is just completely so on the ball. It's absolutely amazing that we're surrounded by people that have such quality information. More to do with the nutritional side, but they are also very cannabinoid aware and realise that it's part of what they talk about now. Yeah, so that's fantastic. I'm looking forward to meeting both of those two. I believe we've got Richie coming on the air next week, and I'm really looking forward to meeting him again in person up at the Raw Food Festi. Brilliant. Yes. So what else is new? What else is happening for you?
Well, we're...
Are you getting anywhere? Are you getting any funds? Are you getting any help? Well, what's happening with, cancer research done 6 million in 6 days? What have you done?
Well, we've had...
not 6 million.
No, but we have had an increase in our donations. So, yes, so that's been very encouraging. We would rather grow organically and have people really understanding what we're doing. We had a lovely lady called Carla who came up and I magically managed to lose her details by not pressing save in my phone. But yes, I know. But that wonderful Carla said, please put on your website a subscription so that we can start to subscribe. She wanted to be the first person subscribing on a monthly basis.
Fantastic.
So we're going to organise that as soon as we manage to get the website transferred over to the WordPress. So a little shout out if anyone's an absolute WordPress genius or a networking genius, we would love to hear from you and have your help.
Yes, please. Any volunteers, more than gratefully received.
I thought there was a guy down at the Hastings meet, a guy called Peter as well. He was pretty up to date with some of that. I don't know. Anyway, that's just the point. Right. Sorry, I've got another shout out going. I just realised as well. The club down in Brighton, the Norm Club, I think they are. They're up for legalisation of recreational, and now they're coming on board with the medical. I know that all those guys are all off to Amsterdam this weekend because Amsterdam is like the freedom of the weed party or something. Yeah, it's a big festival they have over there, celebrating all things cannabis and hemp. So have a really great weekend, guys. I know another good friend of ours, Stuart, up north, who's going through some horrible chemo treatment at the moment, or cancer treatment. It's not actually a chemo treatment. He started up a foundation as well now, which is great. So we wish him all the best with that and great support.
Yeah, big up to Stuart. He's a great
big up for Stuart.
Yeah.
Fucking what a fighter, isn't it?
What an amazing man.
God, well, you know what? He's actually, I think I can call him a friend of mine, and I'm so proud to be able to know Stuart. He just blows me away with his strength and what he does.
Totally,
yeah. And I hope to be doing some work with him in the near future, which would be fun. Him and a guy called, he's a fight boxer. He's a ring fighter. Something Devent, his name is. My God, I can't wait to meet him. He's about 20 foot tall. Must weigh about 700 stone, and he's just like muscle. Yeah, mate. Don't rub with me because he's my mate.
Steve.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, one of the things I would like to say that came up very much at VegFest in Bristol is because, although we haven't fully put it on our website as such, it is something that we've been doing as a charity, which is that we're, as part of harm reduction, our aim is to encourage as many people that if they do smoke as tokers, that they stop mixing it with tobacco, because tobacco just isn't healthy. And I know that there are some circumstances where it can, in this extreme circumstances, give a lot of relief from pain quickly. But generally what we're trying to encourage is the dissociation of cannabis from tobacco, because
also, Pierre, sorry to jump in, but when it comes to pain relief and cannabis, I'm a bit of an expert on that. Smoking it with tobacco is not actually the most. Believe me, I've tried. It's not the most efficient form of pain relief. The only way to get it quick is in a pipe neat, or I'm hoping that they'll be bringing out some good vaporizers soon. You can load them quickly, and basically for me, I like to use a vaporizer, but I still have to use a pipe neat for pain relief because it's quick, it's instant.
Gotcha.
Some news on that one, Sarah. Snoop Doggy Dogg, man. He's just endorsed the vaporizer. We've written to them and asked them if they will send us one so we can test it out, and hopefully if it is what it is, I'm believing that Snoop Doggy Dogg wouldn't mess with no rubbish, man. I can't rap.
You know that.
Snoop Doggy Dogg is Snoop Doggy Dogg. I don't think he's just endorsing it for the fun of it. He most probably has checked that thing out and it works properly. And if it is, then we'll promote the hell out of that in the UK. Fantastic. Nice one, Snoop Doggy. I know you're listening every night, brother.
There was a reason. There was a reason why I brought up the whole tobacco thing, though, because the only downside or the negative comment that we had was the psychosis thing. Even though Professor David Nutt has proved that isn't the case, because smoking has gone up 20-fold in the last 30 years, and yet the amount of psychosis in society has gone down. That said, one thing that you can say is true is that nicotine from the tobacco is habit forming and will make you want to smoke another, and it will make you consume more cannabis than you would otherwise have if you were doing it neat.
Do you know one of the companies, Philip Morris?
Mm-hmm.
Big tobacco company. They actually have trademarked the name for cannabis cigarettes years ago, back in the 70s, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, of course they did. They knew what was going to happen.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's not rocket science, is it? Like one day, the Surgeon General does not promote cigarette smoking anymore. Neither does the Marlboro Man.
Do you know what the name is?
He's not as cool as a mountain stream. That's cannabis. And because they was involved in the tobacco industry, I thought, well, they get away with it as long as they can, and then come the good day when everybody realises that tobacco is not very good, then they're going to be wanting to smoke weed. So they trademarked all the cigarette names for weedy fags and pot fags. I don't know. I can't remember what names they've got, but they basically patented them. Not patented them, trademarked them.
Trademark them all.
Yeah.
Like Marlabis.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Or that 20 Marlboros, please.
They don't.
Are you over 21? Yes, madam. You won't smoke them all at once, will you? No, madam.
Well, I think that they would still want to have their tobacco in there. And if we can educate the people that the only quality way of consuming the plant is without tobacco, then we will screw them right up.
Well, that's not very fair of you, is it? Because you're taking profits away from another company. Today you try to take profits away from pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah.
And that's taking profits away from tobacco companies.
Yeah.
You're one of them radicals, aren't you?
Guilty as charged.
You're the tooting National People's Party.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.
The corporations can look after themselves by serving the people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
people first, profit.
I do hope you don't get in trouble for your radical political views, Mr. Pierre.
Oh.
I don't want to have.
Well,
I'm
sure that I won't be alone in saying it.
No. Yeah.
No, you won't be, definitely. I'll join in as well, and there'll be many
There's two of us.
Well, I'll come and visit you.
Thank you, Steve. Brighten up my Tuesdays.
I will do. I might even bring you some cookies.
Right. Well, I noticed that it's 1 minute up before the hour.
No,
so...
just keep going. No, he keeps running me late. Get our money's worth out of him today.
Bring every penny. Yeah, talking of which, donate. Go to www.hempworkscharityuk.org and click the donate button. Also, please go to the timeforhemp.com page and donate too, because without them, this show and all the others that promote hemp and cannabis and the magical plant can't exist. Yeah. So,
well, you should donate. But anyway, you should go to both those pages anyway, because they're really full of top quality information and fantastic links. And if you look through the archives on the Time for Hemp links, it's like, well, there's every subject covered by every sort of professional you can ever wish for. There's the medicine, the law, the politics, the history. The whole shebang is on there, and it's growing every day. More and more people are beginning to tune in. Our content is absolutely fantastic. Our ratings are going up. We are the #1 pro-cannabis radio network in the world, and we're going to stay there. Yeah? Even if we do have to keep eating fresh air sandwiches for a bit longer. But we ain't stopping. Yeah. So what else, guys? Any shout-outs?
Stoppers.
Jay's with you, your partner. Big shout-out to Jay. He got you down to the Bristol Fest. Well done,
nice
Jay.
One, he did.
Partner. Yeah. And also... Pierre actually picked me up and drove me all the way to the Bristol Adventure Fair. So thank you for that. We had a marvellous trip, by the way. We had a great fun, me, him and Bab. We didn't stop laughing for 3 days, and not because we were all totally medicated, I might add. Just natural humour of life in general. And to all the folks we met down there, we're still picking up contacts from that, and there's still a few more people to come on the show from that show. We had a wicked time there, and I really look forward to working with Tim again. In September, I think the next one, isn't it, London?
Yeah, big up to him. Yes, we'll be.
Yeah.
And also, if Carla from Bristol Veg Fest is there, please contact us. And a big shout out for Kieran as well, and for Clark, who have been doing great work explaining how their illnesses are helped by the.
Yeah, I think they went up to see Mr. Baker the other day. They went to Westminster and saw Mr. Baker. I bet he didn't bake him any cakes though.
Time to get them back on, guys.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I keep offering them. Kieran's been on. Clark was meant to be on last week, but he didn't contact us, and we had to cancel the show, unfortunately.
But he was very ill, I heard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, it is doing all this activism and spreading the word, but it's got to be done because there's no other way.
Well, unfortunately, talking to other MS patients though. It can really. There was a guy on before this show that was in a real big MS advocate from Canada, and he was saying when he does a show, then he has to spend the next couple of days back in bed again. Yeah.
I can believe it.
Clarky needs all the support he can get. Run him about. Somebody pick him up. Run him about. Make sure his passage is so that he's just doing the job, not having to do all the other bits in between.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
he's a good kid,
Yeah.
He looks well on TV too. I think he's very presentable. Yeah.
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 Yeah, they're doing a great job.
Yeah. I think they're going to start forming their own charity as well, actually. That'd be nice. So it's great that all these charities now, you have a choice of, again, what we're talking about. The more people on board, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, totally. And it's good that we're all getting in contact and networking, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, because it's all the same book, just different views. Yeah.
You say that.
Exactly, yeah. And this is such a huge subject.
Go for it, Pierre.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of the great things, though, is that so many people being able to talk about it openly at last means that we're destroying the myths, all of the reefer madness.
Yeah. And again, as well, it's nice that your charity, I think, is the one that opened the door and got a lot of other people more upgrade, really. They upgraded from just about smoking and showing buds to sort of getting more involved in the medical side and the politics side of it, because just showing buds is nice, but a bit boring.
Well,
especially when you're gagging for one and you're having to look on fire.
We're all gonna be in a situation, either us or someone we love is gonna be in a situation where the shit hits the fan with your health. That's the bottom line. It affects every single one of us, and there's only so long people to concentrate on toking and all that, because at some point it will catch up with you or someone you love, when you'll have to face it and make your own choice about your treatment and all that. And no one can hide from this. It affects every single one of us.
Unfortunately, Sarah, with you and me, that most probably the only reason we are completely so passionate about it is because our lives depend on it. And it's a shame that you have to get to that stage before you realise that only the sick people are really interested in the sick people. Other people empathise with
totally.
When you're really there, it's what we do all day, innit? This is what I do. This is why I'm on this radio station. Is to promote the safe and legal access to medical cannabis for everybody. Yeah,
because for us it is a way of life, and without it we're done for, really. And we'll give it everything we've got to try and spread the word, educate people, and as Pierre said, get rid of that horrible reefer madness propaganda crap.
Before we get cut off, I do believe, Pierre, are you going to Brighton this weekend?
I think. What's happening in Brighton this weekend?
I thought you were going there on a push bike.
Oh, yes, I am on Sunday. Sorry, I was thinking charity.
With Hemp Works charity on it. Yeah.
Yes, I will get that happening. Yes, I will wear my T-shirt with pride on my way past, or with 46,000 other people.
Fantastic. Are you going to film a little bit of it? Are you going to record a little bit of it on your way?
Oh, that means stopping.
I'm sure you're not going to do it all in one hit.
Yeah, well, I usually stop before Ditchling Beacon because that's really steep. But other than that, I try not to stop because the legs...
How do you get back home from it? You cycle home?
Yeah, we come back either by train or I might have a lift in a friend's car on the way back in this one, but usually we have to come back on train and send the bikes back in a van.
Cool, man. Well, listen, I hope the weather's really good for you. Look out for Pierre, anybody. He's the guy that will be wearing a Hemp Works charity T-shirt, and he'll be wearing a piece of cardboard around his neck as well.
Yeah, give him an extra
we can't afford the proper... Charity can't afford a proper banner for him, so we have to bit of cardboard and a black marker.
So professional.
Well, by the way, I know a guy that builds hemp fibre and bamboo push bikes from Holland. Yeah, sorry, he's in Christiana now, and he used to work for Lotus. So maybe next year we'll blag you a hemp and bamboo push bike.
I'm up for it.
That cyclist, Chris.
As long as it hasn't got wooden wheels.
Don't just, better than that. The guy that won a lot of medals for England, gold medals, who really broke the mould of cycling, he actually had one of his bikes, but they never publicised it too much at the time.
Chris Boardman?
Yeah, it was a commercially sensitive information. That's why one of the reasons he broke the record was because his bike was so good, and it was hemp and bamboo fibre.
Ah,
wow!
There you go. So don't diss the bamboo.
Yeah, don't. Well, with wooden wheels. I wanted to be walking there next year.
Well, I was just worried it wouldn't go.
Oh, really, I'm going to make it square now and all. Hexagon ones.
Well, actually, I would never have thought hemp plastic was possible, and now I've seen things I wouldn't believe that it can do absolutely anything. Hemp.
I think the future will be hemp rocket cars.
Hemp rocket cars. They can
why
make
not fuel them on hemp fuel, ethanol?
Yeah.
See, again, look, you jest, but it could be possible. You can make ethanol from cellulose. The plant is 87% cellulose. Cellulose is ethanol. Ethanol can be turned to methanol. Methanol is rocket fuel. So do not jest with my plant, man. Don't
watch this space.
Well, I think rocket fuel is.
I'm going to space in my cannabis rocket. Light her up, baby.
Time to end the show.
Anyway, I think we better go home now because.
Good night, Casper. Thank you for having us.
Oh well, thank you. Yes, thanks, Steve. Thanks, Casper. Thanks, Pierre.
Thank you, Sarah.
I'm going to network this show.